Not the Chuddle.
Chuddle. Surprise.
I have a real soft spot for evil.
Blood flying everywhere.
So good.
I'm a big boy who doesn't get scared.
Out of the mist and into the fog, it's Chuddle the Pod.
Salutations, Chuddle Club members, and welcome to a special meeting of the Chuddle the Pod Horror Movie Club. Tonight, we gather for a very exciting session as we gather to rank our top horror films of 2024. My name is Brian. I'm joined by my beautiful co-occupants of the pod, Ross.
Oh, hey.
Perfect. Thanks for joining me, bud. Hey, Sam, how you doing? Thanks for being here. You're here.
Sup? Good to be here. Can't wait. Thanks for having me.
Love to have you. Thanks for recording. Now, instead of discussing a single film, tonight we're diving into a bloody cauldron of 2024.
Ooh.
As Sam likes to say, to discuss some of our favorites from this past year. We'll be throwing all of our, I don't want to say contenders, but all our movies into a proverbial hat of sorts and pulling them out one by one to decide which films clawed their way to the tops of our list. Don't forget, we like to keep things, I guess pretty much at this point and not much longer spoiler free up top. But we're going to let you know when we start talking about things that will include spoilers-ish, that territory, all that kind of stuff. Of course, huge shout out to our beloved Coven of Witches over on our Patreon. Your sacrifices fuel this pod. And we thank your wickedly beautiful souls.
Thank you.
They got all sorts of fun stuff going on over there. The Chuddle Battle, all of our weird news stories, voting on future kind of episodes that we cover on the podcast here. Yep. Our whole month coming up soon was voted on for anime month. So that's what we got, some anime films coming up here and diving into that. That was all voted on by the patrons. So you get all that kind of power. Signing up for various levels over there. Check it out if you're interested. And we love you all for being here, being part of the club.
Shout out.
You glitched. Sorry. Shout out. With all club members present and accounted for, let's go ahead and crack open that goo book and officially begin tonight's meeting.
Give me that goo. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess at this point, so I don't know how heavy we're going to go into talking about these movies, but there will be spoilers for anything that we kind of bring up here to some extent. So if you're just trying to avoid these movies at all,
not know anything about them
tread
at all,
lightly.
Yeah, be careful. But you know, we might let things pop out. Things do as they are here. Yeah. So with that, I'll give you guys this. Spoiler zone. Cool. So tonight, as we said, we're going to kind of kick this off into a more discussion type format here. We're not going as we've done in the past, you know, one by one. Oh, Sam's up. What's your number 5? Ross, what's your number 5 as we kind of work our way through, just to avoid that double discussion stuff that often happens. And we're just going to try to move through some stuff, pick it out of the hat. As it pops up, we'll talk about it and where it sits on each other's lists. Maybe we can, if we don't really know, perhaps we can guess where it sits or how the other people feel about these movies. Okay, so here we are. We got the PowerPoint ready to pull out of our hat and move on to our first picking of the night. Now, this was, so basically, again, what we did is we took, so our top 5s are in here, but realistically, it's also kind of our top 10s, more or less, because we threw those extra stuff in there as well. So, first up, I Saw the TV Glow is picked on the list. Now, this is one of those ones that sits on like the fringe world of horror. Is it really, you know, is it there? Is it that and all that stuff? But it's
existential horror.
Certainly is. And if I think we could definitely include that one here. Now, I've seen this. Sam's seen this, I know. I don't think Ross has.
I was trying to get it on my list before the recording and just didn't happen.
Interesting. So now I'm curious to see, where do you think it sits
on our lists?
Us.
Okay, so I'm just going to base this off of the trailer and the information that I have on it. I'm going to say, Sam, yours, I Saw the TV Glow, I feel is going to be middle rung, if not maybe 5, between 5, 6, and 7. Brian, I feel yours would be 4th on your list.
Interesting. I don't know where Sam put it on his. If it is on his in the top 10, it's definitely in mine. I'll say it didn't make my top 5. It is. It's at number 7 for me.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Number 8 for me.
Oh.
Just outside of what Ross thought it might be. And
without seeing the
higher
movie,
than I thought it would be
yeah.
going into it for me, knowing, because I'd seen this director's previous movie. And in general, would this be an analog horror movie? Or not even that, really? Anyway,
I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. It has aspects of that for sure. But I feel like this one, their first film, We All Go to the World's Fair, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I feel is a little bit disjointed in that analog way. This one has a bit more structure to it, which works well for it, I think. But it definitely plays in the world of analog for sure.
Well, I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. And it's, well, we said there would be spoilers. Ross, you don't mind, right?
I don't mind at
I'm
all.
not giving too much away here. It's, a metaphor for being, if you're a trans person and not feeling like you are living
in your body,
being who you are. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But also I think it translates really well to a larger audience because of tapping into that, like, everybody just feels insecure and trying to like be your true self and having to society hide things from people,
and just like those moments of like people that might be able to try to help you break out of that skin, and maybe you're not even comfortable enough to do it in so many different aspects and stages of your life, and how long does it take to get to these types of points and stuff. It's a really beautiful story that it stuck on me, and it had that sticky and thought about it a little bit afterward too. And it was shot beautifully. I thought it was gorgeous to look at too. I thought it had a really cool vibe and tone to it. A lot of blurple going on.
Sure.
So that's always fun to look at.
Oh, sure.
Always appreciate that.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this one. And I liked the lead in it as well. Oh, I just lost my list. The guy from Justice Smith, who is in the Dungeons and Dragons movie, is like the mage, I think. He's the star of this, and he was phenomenal.
Yeah. Check it out, Ross, whenever you can get it. Squeeze it into the list. I don't know if it's available or streaming on anything right now, but
talking about the whole is it horror thing, like, obviously we're always trying to include more into horror, and I think it does count. But at the same time, if someone was like, I want to watch a horror movie, this is not the movie to tell them.
Yes.
This is the artsier type of thing.
Absolutely.
Which is maybe why I wasn't expecting to like it.
This is the electives class of horror education.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Precisely. Yeah, you've decided you've seen some horror. You're ready for more horror.
Horror, yeah.
In 2024.
Next, let's move on to the next pick. The pick of the pull of the hat.
Bum bum.
Brand new on the list. This one was added. Nosferatu gets put on there. It wasn't anything. Well, are we going to do any guessings? I know this is something
movie,
that Ross brought. And
Brian
I know
hasn't
Sam saw
seen
it.
yet.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it came out 4 days ago as of recording.
Yes. And oddly enough, like lightning, it's probably not going to happen again. I actually got to see it a few days ago. Like, I saw it in theaters almost opening weekend. So I saw
it earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
It did not make my list, my top 10. Actually, but I did sort it. Do you want to guess where it is? So hold on real quick.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely curious if there's something that's not in our top 10 that somebody else brings up.
Yeah.
If we've seen it, where it sits, for sure.
Brian, you want to guess where they sit in our... So it's not in my top 10 and it's in Ross's top 10. And I want to guess Ross's too.
For Ross, I'm actually probably going to put it around... I think I'll put it around 7. And then for Sam, I think I'll put it around 14.
Okay. And I have 40 on my list total.
That's what I should have asked, sir. So you have 40. I'll actually put it probably closer to about 20.
I've seen 40, horror movies this year.
Yeah, I'll put it at 20 for you.
Great guess, Brian. 21.
Yeah.
Brian, you are great at guessing because mine was number 6.
Oh, I meant to say yours, Ross. I thought it was going to be 4.
I mean, it's not great if you're one off.
That's pretty good, though.
That's closest
I said
to the
4.
pin.
That was 2 off.
Right? Yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed Nosferatu. I like the ecosystem that it makes. I think the cinematography is fantastic. I think I think in my head, I was expecting a character design of Nosferatu, and the one that I got I was incredibly pleasantly surprised. It gives, there was just so many lurching scenes of just giving me just the EBGBs, just the, for better choice of words, because Brian hasn't seen this, the shadow work in this was really cool. And I think
there's a ton of that. So
yes,
I don't think you're spoiling anything. Nosferatu,
shadow play,
shadowy guy.
Yes, no, but in particular, like
shadow play.
Yes, but
there's lots of cool scenes with that. But one of my favorite shots in the movie involves that.
Absolutely,
and I agree. I mean, it's so cinematic. It is really well made. It's a well made picture. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It just didn't like rock my cockles really. I don't know.
Totally. I like gross.
I liked it.
I like
just
gross
didn't
vampires.
Really like it or love it or anything.
Because to me, it's like oh man, yeah, like when they are portrayed as creatures, like corpses, and like they're plague bearers, and they're just that aspect.
I've really enjoyed the lore.
Yes,
in this one
where it's yeah, that's actually really one big one for me too, where it was like the confusion of lore, where everyone just has guesstimations. I really do like the fact that there's a lot of key components of this where they're like, we're not sure how this is going to go down, but we're gonna try.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you see Nosferatu ween. Spoiler alert. You see some ween.
Oh, I think I knew that.
Nicholas Hoult had it framed.
Yeah.
I think I saw that.
I saw that too before I saw it. Yeah.
So yes, I learned of this. I was like, oh, that's fun to learn about. Okay, cool. So Nosferatu at 6 for Ross and 21 for Sam, and unknown for me.
I have a feeling it'll be closer to me, where you're like, I liked it. It's cool, but I
agree. I feel like that's how I feel about Eggers films in general so far. Like, they're very well made. I mean, I've only
seen the Vitch.
I've seen the Vavitch and the Northman.
Oh yeah,
so
seen Lighthouse.
Obviously, there's others to check out, but whatever. Let's move on to the next one. Things we have seen. That'll bring us to Low Life's Baby. That's a Sammy one for sure.
Yeah. You can bet.
I know for sure that hits his top 10. I will say that probably hits his top 5. I'm gonna guess it's I don't know, somewhere around number 4.
I'm gonna go 3.
One off, Brian. Ding dong, Ross Boss. 3.
See, one off, Brian never wins.
So yeah, I loved this movie. Big Cockles movie for me. I just love the vibes and the atmosphere, the music I really love. And then we got to talk to the directors and have them on, so you can check out that interview.
Yes,
they were awesome. Learning about the movie was really cool. It made me appreciate it even more. I forget how many days they shot in. It was like a little over 2 weeks, maybe.
It was wild.
And I really like the actors. I think the lead actress is really strong. If you haven't seen it, it's one I don't want to say too much about because, it's got its twists and turns or whatever, unless you're Brian and Ross and figure it out the moment it starts. But,
we just have instincts for it, man.
Even despite that, I don't love it for the twists. I just...
Right. No. Yeah. Once I looked past that, that's why it... recently went up on our re-ratings episode for me. That
it made your list, your top 10.
No, but it is.
Oh yeah, it has to be rated because it's one you saw.
Yes,
exactly.
I'm going to say
FYI, my watches for this year, 59. Almost hit 60.
Boy.
Almost hit it.
Wow.
Yeah. 59 2024s. Did one more today as of watching. What was that? I forget what I said. Oh, well.
I had a few others that I don't count. Like I wasn't sure if they counted as horror. And then one I completely forgot I saw altogether, which is It Lives Inside. Is that what it's called? The Body Switch Netflix movie?
It's What's Inside.
It's What's Inside, yeah.
I see. So that is included on mine. I've included some that are iffy, even though I know that is heavily sci-fi more so. Just because I was like, if I've seen it on somebody else's horror list, I'm just going to add it.
I just forgot. Like, I didn't put it on my list at all because I saw it and don't remember it.
Mm-hmm. And then I have a couple from the film festival, from the Brooklyn Horror Film Festival that we saw included.
I still haven't rated those, and they're not wide released yet.
A couple of those down past the 10 mark because I had some up there.
Okay,
just
sense.
to include readily available stuff. But there's two that I have in the 11 and 12 spot from that fest.
Okay. So Low Lives, I'm going to say is 17 for you.
Ooh, that's a good guess. We don't know Ross's because he doesn't keep a rolling list.
Nope.
14 for me.
14. Ah, man.
Yeah, so a little bit up there.
Yeah.
2 off Sam or 3.
Love it.
3 off. Cool.
And we'll go ahead and say it would have been in Ross's top 20.
Yeah, let's go ahead and just say that. Perfect.
Oh, absolutely. No, I would probably put this guy just off the top of my head, probably 12 or 13. You know what I mean? Like, it's a fun ride.
Love it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Up next.
Ooh.
Cuckoo.
This one I got to bow out of. This is another one I didn't get to see
this one.
I've seen this one. I know.
No, it's not in Sam's top 10.
It is not, but I know Brian was head over heels for it when he saw it, because it was one of those go to the theater, know nothing about it, and it just hit him in the right cockles.
Hit me hard, boy.
Not only do I know it's in your top 10, I think it's in your top 5.
You're right. You know where it sits, I think. I think you remember.
I don't. Ooh. I have a guess.
Ross. I know you don't know much, but where do you think? How do you think I feel about this movie? You know nothing about.
I'm gonna say that Cuckoo built a nest in your number 2 slot.
Ooh!
I'm gonna say this wasn't one,
the comfy cozy slot
of number 2.
So there was a time I would have thought it was number 1. But I currently think it's number 3.
Ooh, interesting. It's still number 1. It's number 1.
This is your number 1.
This is my number 1. It popped up soon, quickly here.
Well, yeah, I think I know what your 2 and 3 are.
This one just hit hard in the cockles, especially I went into the theater from the opening moments. God, I don't want to say too much because I feel like that's what rocked me so hard, not knowing anything and just like what was being said and what was happening. I was like, I don't know anything about this movie. I just didn't know anything, and it hit on all the right.
Well,
yeah,
I don't know, weird beats, and it was shot beautifully.
Yeah, it does have a element. One of my favorite elements to movies. I know you don't want to say too much, and now I feel like I can't say it because maybe it would tip the hat for the type of movie. No, it's fine. But I really liked it. It's I gave a shocking amount on Letterboxd of movies 3.5s, and I feel like that's too. One of them. Oh, guess where it is on my list?
I would probably say 18.
Nope, it is exactly where you had Low Lives at 14.
Okay.
So it's up there, you know. I really did like it a lot. I just,
no, and I think that's what pushed me over the edge was just the cockles and how it made me feel watching the movie. And there was a lot of fun, weird.
The lead actress
aspects.
Was awesome.
She's phenomenal in it. I loved, that. And I loved there were some genuinely creepy moments that I really appreciated.
I really liked Dan Stevens in it as well.
Yeah, exactly.
As
Everyone
Eric Koenig.
I felt it was a lot of fun, and it was just a beautiful atmosphere that I felt was shot in. I think you should check it out. Ross, I think you would enjoy it. I think what is it on Hulu now or something? It just dropped on something.
I'll be telling honest with you. I started watching Cuckoo. I watched the first 3.5 minutes. So I got to I got to an argument on a staircase and someone walking out of a building, and that is it. So but I'm hooked though.
Well, that was the moment that like rocked it.
Oh, I didn't get. Yeah, I literally got to just the precipice.
I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? We're in this weird house, whatever. This is like,
yeah,
kicking it off, and then they're like something about some sort of thing escaping or something like that, and something about the mother will want to find. I forget what they say in there. I was like, what the fuck is this? So totally. I was just hooked right away from that beginning, and I just had fun on the ride that it took me on, and the cockles were raucous.
I'm excited to actually sit down and watch this one.
Wonderful. Awesome. So we'll leave it at that one for that. Number 1 for me, 14 for Sam, and we'll see where it sits for Ross. Next, 2K, taking us back to the day where Ross hasn't seen this either.
I'm batting 1,000 tonight. All right.
No, it's okay. This is still only, I believe it's not even streaming.
Still in theaters type of deal.
Sam and I saw this one in theaters here. So this definitely made both, it's on both obviously Sam's and I's Letterboxd. Ross, would you like to take a guess as to why 2K sits at for either of us?
All right, Sam, I think this was just a straight up Mortal Kombat uppercut to the cockles. So I feel like this one would be on your list at 7. This is number 7 for you.
Okay. Solid.
Brian, I think Y2K didn't fully make your top 10. Did this make your top 10?
Mm-hmm. Did it? You tell me.
It did.
I think it did. Okay. I think it made Brian's top 10.
I think, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing. Both y'all have it at
7.
It uppercutted him way harder than 7. It uppercut me. Well, not way harder, slightly harder. It uppercut us pretty well.
Yeah. We got uppercutted pretty good on it. Okay, cool. Sam.
Number 5.
Solid. It's number 4 for me.
Nice.
As we said, uppercut.
I got a whole lot of fucking watching to do.
This isn't like a solid, like the best, most fantastic horror movie. It's not even really hardly horror, but out there. But
it is hardly horror. It's more like, so from the way I describe it is Can't Hardly Wait meets Superbad meets apocalyptic machines kill people. But it's mostly like a teen comedy
or something like Kids versus Aliens, where there's like an opposing force creature thing that comes in that we're fighting, and that opposing force is from Y2K, it's like man.
Classic late night teen comedy, dirty jokes, all that, but also sweet, heartfelt moments, and it's well acted, and it's funny, and it really hits the nostalgia for our generation. Like if you were, I would say, a teen or near that age in 1999, going into 2000. Yeah, turn of the century. It starts with an AIM conversation. AIM, I guess, depending on where you're from.
Talk about hitting the cockles right when you go into it. It's just the auditory noises are right there. You get all that, the AIM noises.
I really shockingly related to a lot of the characters, and almost like felt like at different times I had been different versions of each one of the our core members. You know what I mean? It was, I really dug it. But again, almost, even though compared to some of this other barely horror, there's a lot of killing. Doesn't really feel like a horror movie. It feels more like a teen comedy with some murders in it,
with some blood.
Done by some really fucking awesome creature effects. Like
Weta did it's all practical. I should say Kyle Mooney, an SNL alum, wrote and directed the movie. He wrote it with a friend of his, but he directed it, and he plays a character in it as well.
Hell yeah, man.
Nice.
Definitely check it out when it becomes available somewhere. That's another A24
It's A24, which is so funny because now I want to, when people are like, oh, like an A24 horror, I'll be like, oh yeah, like Y2K.
Precisely. You'll see, and I can't wait. And this is one where I felt like I could go home and I was like, you know what, wife, I don't call my wife wife, but
yes,
I think you would enjoy this, and I think we would have fun watching this one. Like this is
one I know that the repeatability is going to be there because my wife will watch it with me. It'll probably be like an every October movie.
Okay.
Hell yeah. All right, cool. Let's move on.
An entry level horror movie, so to speak.
Incredibly
Absolutely.
entry. If you're like, I like what these things kind of look like, and I like how there's some bloody stuff going on. What else has horror got? Yeah, definitely.
Oh, and a kid from a movie called The Binge, which is like the opposite of The Purge. Everybody can do drugs in it. He is in Y2K, and he's very funny in it. He's like a mean bully new metal guy.
the dude that rollerblades.
Oh yeah. He's like a teen stoner in a lot of movies, and he's awesome. So good in that in Y2K.
Awesome. All right, well, next out of the hat, we had a little surprise one that came up on YouTube. Milk and Cereal. This was a found footage film, and I think it sits around what's like 45 minutes, 50 minutes or so, like
62.
that. So 62. Okay, so it is a little bit long, but no, yeah, if we count it as a feature film here.
I meant to ask you, Rybran, would this be found footage or screen life?
I'd have to go back and revisit to probably say how, but probably screen life.
Just curious,
Found it's interesting because found footage plays so much into screen life nowadays. It's all so easily launched, but I guess the truest foundest footage in a way would be like
you've
slightly edited together. Found a box. Blair Witch Project is the most true, one of the most truest senses of like, this was found, put together. Here's what happened. Mm-hmm. A lot of screen life stuff. Yeah, it's like, how found is it? You know what I mean, man?
Yeah, I do know what you mean, man.
Dude. Yeah.
Anyway, Milk and Cereal. Top 10ers. I think this made it. It's definitely on my watched list. I think for Ross, it might sit around. I don't think it's made like your top 5 or anything like that. You did see it, Ross, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, this is what I did see.
All right, I'm going to put it at number 9 for you, and I'm going to put it at number 9 for Sam. Number 9s. Why not?
Okay.
Ooh, you're so close, dude. Mine, it's 10. This one hit 10.
It's 7 for me.
Whoa, nice.
Just ahead of I Saw the TV Glow.
Do you know? How about I Did See It? Do you guys have a guess?
22.
I'm gonna do 19.
Higher than that? 16.
Oh,
it still sits up there.
Yeah.
No, I enjoyed it.
I do. Okay,
for sure, and I appreciate the work, but what it was.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's part of my love for it. I can't help it.
Sure.
It's their YouTube account is incredibly interesting. The fact is that they produce really funny
mostly
shit
comedy,
and also really scary shit. Like their scary stuff is fucking unnerving.
We all watched The Chair together. You showed it to us when we were in New York to see Goblin.
Demone.
And
that's also from their channel. That's a Bad Idea is the name of that YouTube channel.
Yes.
So this is a YouTube hour long. It's called Milk and Cereal. I guess it does say a found footage story on their thumbnail.
Sure. And I mean, in the basic sense, it's all found footage,
still is,
baby.
Right. Yeah. That's like a subgenre of found footage.
Yeah. Okay, it's all found footage. Like it's all horror, baby.
Isn't it all found footage? So yeah, it's a YouTube channel that one of the runners of the channel, I guess, wrote and directed it from what I can tell on IMDb and Letterboxd. Curry Barker, and he's also one of the stars of it. And it's I found it, the creepy parts, to be very creepy. I thought the storytelling was really well done. I can't think of the line now that he repeats when he gets all scary, but I really liked it. And a part of the appeal for me is that it's just like this guy and his friends made this YouTube video, like hour-long found footage scary movie that genuinely works. And it's fun. I've only watched it the one time, but just talking about it now, I want to rewatch it.
Yeah, I think it deserves a rewatch.
There are so many.
I'd love to cover it one day, actually.
Absolutely. Oh, totally. I mean, obviously there are YouTube full-length feature films, you know what I mean, that like have happened. But like, I feel in this past year, I have seen so many more structurally well put together, like motion pictures coming out on YouTube than I have in previous years. Like, there's, funny enough, I just recently watched, I think it was like a 45-minute long short film about the SCP Foundation. That was phenomenal.
Oh,
it was
cool.
It was a great sci-fi one. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this will definitely be a new outlet for us to kind of peruse full-length feature horror films for sure.
Wonderful. Awesome. Let's move on down. Pull another one out.
Well, where did you say that one was for you, Ross?
Number 10.
Oh, Heretic.
Yeah, this made it on the list.
Ross didn't see this one either.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick while you guys talk.
Where do you think it ranks on Brian's list? Because it's not on mine.
It's not on yours. Brian's
I've seen
is
it.
going to be number 6 because I think it's funny.
Okay.
Number 6. Okay, interesting. Where do you think it's on Sam's?
You can go potty.
Oh, we don't get his
Sam.
guess.
It's not in the top 10.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yours is number 17.
Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you. Go potty.
Okay.
We'll tell you the answers when you return. What is it for you, Sam? If you don't mind. I think it is. Let's say. Hold on. 25.
Close. 23.
23. Awesome. For me, it's number 9. So it's at the towards the bottom of the top 10. But it did hit in there. I enjoyed it. I had a fun time with it. I know it's. I don't know. It's something about the. I don't know. I don't know what it was.
I liked it. I mean, I didn't. I think I gave it a 3. So it's not that I disliked it, or I'm even above neutral on it. I just didn't. Yeah, a lot of it didn't work for me. But we're not here to talk about why we don't like things. Tell me why you put it in your top 10.
Based on a lot, like we said, it. So I think I placed it at a 4, and I had a lot of movies that were 3.5s. Is the thing, and then a small amount that were 4 and aboves, which pretty much hit into the top 10, minus a couple for the Film Fest ones that I talked about. There's 2 in there that I put at 11 and 12, which was Dead Talent Society and Who's Watching were high on my list, but I didn't want to
look out for those.
So yeah, check those out when those get fucking somewhere. But I just enjoyed Hugh Grant's performance in it.
Was it the Hugh Grant
fantastic.
of it all?
I enjoyed the girl's performance in it. I just liked what it was doing and vibing with. Like, did the message of it or any revelations of it like really change me? Or I was like, oh my God, that's so important or amazing. Anything? I'm like, no, but I still was like, I'm cool with what's happening, man. Hugh Grant's creepy. This is fun, all this kind of shit that what it was doing, I felt like it did it well, and I just enjoyed it for that reason.
Sure.
And I thought it was executed very nicely.
I feel like for me, this movie is like almost like Smile for last year. It like a lot of people were surprised by how much they liked it, except for me. I was like, I mean, I like this one more than I liked Smile even, but
oh sure. Well, there you have it.
Oh yeah.
For me, it was number 9. Ross, did you hear that?
For me, it was, what did I say? 23. Yeah.
So there you go.
I thought it was A24.
Hey. Here we go. Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire. This is on Ross's list. I'm gonna think it's probably like number 10.
This
I was
was
gonna say it's 11.
See, it's 11 now because I switched it around was it milk and cereal.
Okay.
So I but I got a soft spot for Ghostbusters, and in this one, like, it's I won't even say it's Diet Coke of horror. I mean, there are some horror stuff in it,
sure,
but it is so sugar-coated candy stuff. Even
right.
even the big bad guy in this. Sugar-coated Ghostbusters candy.
I haven't seen it. I fell asleep and chose not to go back to it.
I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. To me, it's a live action real Ghostbusters episode. So like it just starts off with just cartoon. Being Ghostbusters in New York, like, and just kind of goes from there. I feel like it's realistically, if you liked the cartoon series, this is right up your alley. Like it feels like a live action anime.
And if you're a fan of Ghostbusters, like a big fan of Ghostbusters, it's almost to me like it almost felt like a Marvel movie or something. Like if you're really into what it's become, at least if you're really into this the universe, then it's fun. But if like you're not, then it's kind of whatever.
Of course. Cool, awesome. We can move on to this guy over here. Late Night with the Devil. This, of course,
I'm guessing this is in both your top 10.
Ooh, where would you guess it sits at? See, for Ross, I think it's going to sit in his top 5, to be honest. And I think it's probably going to sit around number 2 or 3. I think it's up there. That's what I guess.
I was going to say 4 for Ross. What's funny is I'm realizing at this point I'm not remembering what numbers we've said along the movies.
Oh, me either. Me either. No way.
The numbers are just more of a feeling. I can let you know where it is right now.
I mean, where Brian, do you think?
I'm going to say yours is.
I think yours is top 10, but not top 5.
I think his is in top 5. I think it's in the higher end of the top 5.
The higher.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, I think it's at 7.
Okay.
No, 6.
Ross? What do you think, Ross?
I'm going to say 4.
Okay. And then for Sam, I think his is at like 27. That's my guess. Okay. Reveal. Mine's it's at 8 for me.
Oh, okay.
I should have gone lower.
Oh.
Mine?
Yeah, Ross. I'm curious.
Number 1. It's fucking number 1.
Number 1. Oh shit.
Yeah. Late Night with the Devil was my I fucking love this movie. I didn't really know what I was prepared for when I sat in the theater. And I don't even want to sound like one of those kind of people, but
sound like one of those people.
You are.
The theater experience with this, I feel like this would be lower on my list if I did not experience it in a theater.
Like Cuckoo for Brian.
Exactly. Sure. Yes.
Is this part of the circumstances?
Absolutely. It eviscerated everything for me. You know what I mean? It's sticky as all hell. The cockles were just literally engulfed in hellfire. It just gave me all the weird icks. It gave the weird split-headed, like dimensional being crazy. You got Illuminati stuff. You got everything. It's got everything in play format. So I feel like I'm watching a stage production during the entire thing. It was, I fucking love this movie.
We should mention David D. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. Absolutely. Yeah. He's always awesome, but he's particularly fantastic in this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This would have sat much higher on my list if it wasn't for these other ones just edging it out by a little bit.
Exactly.
And I think one of the things that just lends to is this was an early of the year release versus some of these other movies that are topper came out more recently. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Sure. Right.
Mm-hmm. But, no, it's I agree. It's great.
For me, it's at 18.
18. Okay.
Just ahead of Long Legs.
Just ahead. Ooh. Okay.
As long as it be Long Legs, I guess.
That's great. Awesome. Late Night with the Devil. You guys know it. What do you guys think? Where's it on y'all's list? Let's move on to the next one. The Substance.
Powerful.
Ooh, powerful stuff right here. Whoa. Here it is. The one that gives you weird boners.
All right. This is
Brian's number 2 and this is Ross's number 2.
This is
Sam's. You fucking nailed it, baby. This is number 2 for me.
This is Sam's number 2.
This is Sam's number 2.
This is Sam's number 1.
Number 1? Okay.
This is your number 1?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's my number 2.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's my number 2 as well. Dear God, the body horror. Brian and I were talking about this off pod. Some
major spoilers. Ross just watched some of these we haven't touched on too much, but I haven't talked about this with Ross yet. He just watched it today. I saw it opening weekend talk about theater influencing you. Nobody was talking about it yet. Too. And for some reason, I really wanted to go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, it was one of those things where I was trying to be hyped, but not like too hyped. You know what I mean? Subtly being like, fucking somebody else see this movie.
Yeah. But I mean, like, wow, what a fucking insane good movie this is. You know what I mean? And Brian and I were talking about this off pod, but it's like, the entire generation that had like really conflicting thoughts about species. You know what I mean? Where it's like, it's a confusing boner. You know what I mean? This one is like
the movie Species.
Yes, the movie Species. The Substance gives you kind of like
there's nothing confusing about this boner, I don't think.
It's just shame boner, by the way.
Yes.
It makes you really shamed.
That's the thing. By the time you get to the end, you're like, oh man, I don't know.
But I think that's the point. And I really like the idea of using the sexuality as a weapon and then really like sharpening that weapon and then attacking the audience with it. I think is a fucking like, God damn it.
It's such a fucking amazing movie. Yeah. Top to bottom, the performances, the stylization. I went and watched Revenge, Coralie Fargo's first movie, and it is fucking awesome as well. Not as good as this, but still great. And you can definitely see some stylistic choices that come back in the Substance. Like there's a character just real quick, really close up on his mouth while he's chewing and crunching something. I'm like, we're going to use that for somebody later.
Chewing and crunching and munching. Definitely. Yeah. If any of you listening haven't seen The Substance yet, definitely do your best to check it out in any way possible. It's high, obviously 1 and 2 on all of our lists right here.
This was just like for you, Brian, where I had zero idea. I had seen like a trailer once and was just like, that looks like the kind of these days I'm just super into like, what's the atmosphere and cockles of the movie? Like, I don't care about anything else. And so from the trailer I'd seen once, I want to make sure I'd seen it. And I thought it was going to only be in the area I'm in Florida. I thought it was only going to be in theaters one weekend. So I made a special point to go see it. Instead of going skating that day with my like free time, I went to see that. And boy, it was worth it. And then just to see how much praise and garner it's gained, and that everybody, for the most part, everybody's loving it. A lot of people have problems with the very end, which is incredible.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like going full Tokyo Gore Police, I think it's just phenomenal. It's so good. You know what I mean? I think it's it really
and the nods to The Shining in the movie, like the carpet in the hallway
Psycho,
and other things.
Like there's so many different nods that like but pun intended, it really does strip down what body horror is.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like the interpretation of the beginning of the movie with Demi and like the cracks in the foundation that we see in ourselves and self-image, and then being able to manipulate that. I think the idea, playing on that idea and how that body horror just starts.
There's so much to this movie that it's like a movie I love. Obviously we all do. I'm almost scared to cover it because like, I don't know that I can do it justice. There's so much to talk about, and blah, blah, blah. We're also 3 dudes. Like,
yeah. But I mean, it is for I mean, the purpose for this list, it's amazing. It's a really, so good. Really smart, really amazing body horror film. Mm-hmm. And kudos to Demi Moore for doing such a fucking insane fucking movie. I did not have that on my bingo card list for the fucking
what's her name? Margot Qualley.
Mm-hmm.
She phenomenal as well, both of them. Remember, you are one, just like we are, Chuddleman. Remember, we are one.
Ooh, exciting.
Is that why you keep on sticking that thing in my back?
Mm-hmm.
You know it.
Ooh.
Here we have coming up next is Strange Darling. This one sits again on that fringe world that Ross hasn't seen.
Yep.
I haven't seen it.
Ross hasn't seen it. And also debatably horror, maybe thriller. But I think you can call it tonally, and especially another movie it's kind of hard to talk about. Even though we've said we're doing spoilers, this one in particular, I don't really know what to say.
It's got some twists and turns, and it's a fun ride. Where do you think it sits on our list, Ross?
Oh, all right. Can you give me a higher lower? Did this make top 10 for you guys?
It did.
Yes.
For both you guys? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, 7. Brian, I'm gonna say this is number 4.
Not quite. It's 6 for me.
6 for me.
Oh,
hey,
nice.
Look at that.
Yeah,
it's a fun ride that I suggest everyone check out. Take that journey. Go on a Strange Darling trip and see where it takes you.
Atmosphere and cockles are great. The 2 lead actors, who is it? We got Willa Fitzgerald and Kyle Gallner, both fantastic in it. All the acting, all the other characters are very good as well, but they're our main 2, our focus. And it's really good. Giovanni Ribisi is the cinematographer.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You get Ribisi.
And the daily colorist on that movie crushed it as well.
I will say the daily coloring was phenomenal. Best I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Better than Night Watch. Right? Night Swim, Night Pool.
Night Swim.
What was Night Swim? Yeah.
I mean, daily coloring was good in that too.
It was good in that, but this was just
the movie was garbage. But strange, it's one I don't want to say too much about.
Go check it out. I agree.
It's fun. It's good. It's atmospheric. Yeah. Shout out.
Cool. Shouts. Next.
Both are number 6.
Here it is. Mads. You know how to make this list. Quite the movie. A lot of people like it. A lot of people don't like it. It's in a weird zone with some people here, but I think it all sits somewhere on our list. Well, at least for Sam and I.
I think it made all our top 10, right? Did it make your top 10, Ross?
It did not.
No.
I enjoyed this.
It did.
I feel like this needs a few more rewatchings for me, to be totally honest with you. But I do really enjoy this. This would probably be like in 12. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like it's
just outside.
It's just it's knocking at the door trying to bite us.
Well, where do you think it sits for Sam and I?
I think it's 3rd for Brian.
Yeah, I think that's a good assumption. And then Sam, I think yours is going to be 5.
Do you have a guess for me?
5. I don't know.
5. Yeah.
2.
2. That's a 2. Yeah, it's 3 for me.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But because I thought the substance it'd be the substance Mads Cuckoo, because I'm the substance Mads low lives, and I kind of felt like Cuckoo may be like your low lives, but I guess not.
Nah.
Anyway, Mads. French.
We got mad for Mads.
One continuous shot.
Yeah.
Perhaps edited, but still one continuous shot.
It's definitely edited. Like, come on, like, who cares?
There's CGI in there. There's all sorts of stuff going on in these shots.
No shit.
Except for the title, which is
right.
Listen to our episode,
which is one of the best. It was certainly my favorite opening title of the year, and in my favorites of all time.
Nice.
When I was down in Miami with Sam driving around in my minivan, I definitely played the song from that intro as we were zooming around, and I was screaming that it wasn't going fast enough, and I was doing karate. Yeah, it was fun.
I was shouting Miami.
Miami Bryant's wild.
Yeah, but again, this is a cockle movie, and in case somehow you're still listening first time and we could talk about these cockle movies, it's how it makes you feel. It's the vibes, it's the ambiance, but it's more than that. It's a je ne sais quoi. It's all these things, right? And it is overfloweth for this movie. The lighting, the fact that it's looks like one continuous shot, however it's done, the acting, the music, everything. It really, really works.
I definitely agree. Number 3, number 2 for us. That's awesome. So check it out if you haven't yet. Up next, Oddity. Now, I know this one sits on Ross's list. Does not. It's
even
I've
come
seen
close on your guys.
So I got a number for it.
I got a number for it too. What do you think our numbers are, Ross?
Oh my God. I would probably say
I've seen 40, remember?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to say you've seen what you said, Brian, you've seen 60?
Yeah, 59.
This year? 59. Okay. So I'm going to say this is around 45 for Brian. And then I'm going to say for Sam, you said about 40?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is going to rest right at about 30 or 31.
31 for me.
Ooh.
Did I nail it? Did I get it?
31.
Yes.
41 for me.
Close.
Ooh.
God damn.
Which,
all right,
I
Ross. We're not here to shit on the movie.
That's a
Tell us why you
movie.
like it.
It's still, I gave it 3 stars, but it's at 41.
I gave it 2.5.
Yeah, that seems like it might be more right.
It's number 4 on my list.
Wow.
It is just, it's just unnerving to me. I like how it's shot.
From the director of Caveat.
Yes, which I enjoyed.
Loved.
I really just like the ecosystem and the creature effects and just the mood and just the universe that the director's creating. You know what I mean? Like the weird wooden golem fucking creepy ass
it's your
thing.
cockles.
Yeah, it does. It really, really does. I like the mood that it has. And particularly in this one, I like those weird jutted cutscenes. In particular, like seeing the masked murderer with the hammer and shit like that by the tent, and like seeing that like the before and after. And I feel like some of the concepts and some of the ideas that he had in Caveat, I think he kind of explored a lot more in Oddity and kind of sharpened those tools to me.
I like that it takes place in the same universe.
Yes.
I like that too.
I liked this more than I liked Caveat. So
yeah,
I'm sure this person will make another movie, and hopefully I'll like that.
Yeah, hopefully by the 7th movie we'll
I'll be on board.
We'll get there. There. Great. Well, Oddity from Ross. Thanks. Let's go here. VHS and Beyond.
Oh yeah, baby.
Well, I was going to say, I think this is on Ross's list.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's probably
based on that
6.
response. I think it's top 5. But I think it's 5, so I'm not far off.
You think it's 5?
Mm-hmm.
And you think it's 6?
Yeah.
It's 3, baby.
It's not. Ooh.
Oh wow.
It's 3. I have.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brian. I think it is 16 for you.
Oh. Okay.
What do you think it is for me?
25.
All right, Ross. Where is it? Oh, you said 3, but
yeah, mine's
tell
3.
us why you love it.
Dude. Okay. I'm a sucker for anthology horror movies, and VHS is one of my favorites. Dude, oh man. Yes, some of the segments in this were a little like not weird, odd. I don't know. The science fiction in this was so fucking good, and the segments, like this one in particular, it was so sticky and blew my cockles away that I was like days later thinking about
segments from it.
Oh my God, just segments from it. Yeah.
What were your favorite segments?
Man, I think just for the lulz, the dog.
Oh, the Justin Long.
The Justin Long one was just like, I think out of place, honestly, for
agreed
the VHS Beyond, because everything else was like directly science fiction, and that one was more. I mean, I guess it is technically science fiction, but mad scientist. So like to me, that's like the outskirts. But no, I think the oh my God, the stowaway one on the alien spacecraft that kept on like
that's the Flanagan one.
I think so. Yeah,
it is.
Like that segment is just, and then honestly, the one that got me, because I fucking don't like heights, is the skydiving fucking segment. Was just pure nightmare fuel from Jump Street for me. So like that one, I was like literally.
That was a good one. That might have been my favorite segment.
I was sweating the whole time, and like nothing had happened yet. It's just
I really liked it. Yeah, I have it at 15 on mine. It's in the sea of 3 5s.
Nice. I have it at 25.
Oh wow!
That's what I guessed for you, Sam.
Yeah, I guess 16 for you.
No, not because I don't like it. I think it sits at a 3.5 stars. So
right, it's in the sea of 3 5s. Brian just saw 20 more movies.
But my 10 is probably very askew because outside of what our normal watching parameters are, I at this year I haven't really watched a lot of stuff outside of that. So
sure, yeah. You need to get a letterbox, dog.
Right,
get that box, dog,
and keep up with it.
All right.
Ooh.
It's here. Terrifier 3. It's on someone's list. Whose list? I think it's Ross's list.
On mine.
I think it's certainly on Ross's list.
Yeah.
What, you think it's like 5? I think
it's 8.
Okay. And on Sam, I think it's like 17.
I'm going to say 13.
Okay.
It's in my top 10.
Oh, okay. 9.
I'm going to say 10.
9.
Yeah, second guess around. This is number 7 for me.
I got to be honest. I'm surprised to see it in my top, but
what the hell? Are you doing up here?
I had a great time with it. It's certainly not only because it's holiday, but because of the tone and everything. It was the first one where I really saw the fun and had a good time and wasn't like. I mean, I see it in the other ones, but it's certainly also like pretty messed up. Yes. I enjoyed the tone of this.
The tone of
quite
this
a lot
is outstanding. I think that I think because of the second installment, I knew what I was getting myself into in the third one. So like I knew that I was going to probably have issues with plot and a few like story and things like that, where I was like, this was just great brain candy for me.
Interesting. That's funny that you say that.
Well, for me, it's just like, this has certain aspects of the movie. I think it's a lot more cohesive story. I think there's a lot more things that are going through this that are like, just the gags are grosser. But for me,
the complaints you had, people always say about the first one and not the second one.
Yes.
That's all.
But it's I think I audibly said holy shit 3 times in the theater while watching this. So it was just that, like, I don't know, it's just really cool to be in a theater and watch someone get
this type of gore in a movie theater.
Gore, yeah. You know
absolutely.
what I mean? Like,
and it was just fun. Like, it was just I was surprised at the level amount of fun I had. This is a 3-5 for me, but there's a sea of 3-5s, like I said, and it ended up working its way into the top 10. Just actually, I think because of rewatchability. Like, I see myself going back to this.
Oh yeah, like this one out of the others, like I would probably pick up a physical copy of this one.
Physical.
I'm not quite there, but I hear you. I passed up the steel case at Walmart.
On my list.
18.
25.
35.
Not a fan.
It's 3 stars. I gave it a 3. I'm just not into these movies. But so it's not like a super low score or anything, but yeah.
No, and Brian, I completely understand where you're coming from, because I think like part of me for having this just on my top 10 is the novelty of seeing something that insane in a theater. Like, I think that's literally the main drive to have it on the list. Like, if this was a direct-to-video type thing, again, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I don't know. But like,
I think I'm just a bigger Terrifier guy than I feel like I am. Like, I don't feel like I'm a big Terrifier guy on the surface, if you were to ask me.
Yeah,
like, hey, do you like Terrifier? I'm like, yeah, they're fine.
It also hit my kryptonite, because this is also it's a horror Christmas movie. So like for me, it's like, God damn it, already earns X amount of like points.
True horror Christmas movies, not like Gremlins or something, but like true horror. No comedy. It's definitely my favorite horror Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Next is In a Violent Nature.
Oh. Well, it's definitely on my list.
It is. I don't know. Number 5.
Close.
7.
Oh, it was number 8. Number 8 for me was In a Violent Nature. And I hate to say it because I'm just reverberating what I said for Terrifier 3. Saw this in the theater. I had never seen a film like this in a theater. As in, like, just the idea of the perspective of the killer. It really got to me. Like, the cinematic shots of the nature parts were awesome. I think because I really like wood-based slasher movies and like Friday the 13th, you know what I mean? Where it's like, this just immediately grabbed the cockles by both sleeves and just threw it out a saloon window. Like, this to me, where I was just like, I was just down for the fucking ride. And then the deaths were wild in this. Like, yoga origami death down a mountain was insane. You know what I mean? Where it was like, I think the payoff for like the really long, for choice of better words, kind of just atmospheric shots made up for when you got the insanely intense gore shots.
Yeah, I like this movie. I like it almost from a more artsy sense. I know it's like sort of, now it seems, I know they're making a second one. It seems like it's just going to become another slasher franchise. I don't really want more of these. I like it as sort of like a, what if we follow Jason from his perspective instead of following the victims? It's sort of an interesting concept, fun to explore. I did it. I don't really want more, but I liked it. You gotta guess where it is on my list.
20s, in the 20s.
Right, Brand? 16.
It's 20 for me.
20.
Nice.
20. Fantastic. Great. Brings us over to, there's that big old red screen with Alien Romulus.
Alien Romulus. Is this all in our top 10?
It is.
Interesting. Nice. Perfect. Okay. I think it's the number 5 for Sam.
I think it's the number 5 for Brian.
I
think it's
number 5
number
for
5.
us.
I think it's number 5 for all of us.
Number 5. Okay. Where is it for Sam?
Wait, no, it can't be number 5 for either of us because both of our 5s were Y2K. It is number 4 for me.
My 5 was in Y2K.
Oh,
that was my number 4.
Oh, Strange Darling was our Sam's. Yeah. Is it this one?
It's number 5. This is my number 5.
This is your number 5. This is all
my 4.
This is also my number 5.
Yeah, Romulus, bro.
Alien Romulus.
Red
one
Alien.
of those, new Alien movie, fun blockbuster. It will be my third most visitable Alien movie, behind the first 2.
I could definitely agree with that. I think this was a really fun blend of the claustrophobia and kind of just like hauntingness of the first one, and then the action sequences of the second, but in a good balance that I don't feel like one was overpowering the other. It's
and they bring in stuff from every movie, like nods, or they pull stuff from every.
And honestly, that's what kind of like deflated the balloon for me a little bit towards the latter end of the movie, where I'm like, there's certain weird one-liners I didn't need to hear. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah. That was a big complaint.
Yeah, it's like, give me a dad joke. Like, that would have been the great part for it. But no, it's still creepy. It's still fucking weird. And I really like the story. Like, oh my God, like how just showing how tyrannical Weyland Yutani is by just showing the camp, like having these mining camps before all the stuff pops off, I feel is super interesting.
It explores a lot of similar themes all the other ones do. Explores it, probably just put them in there because that's what the other ones do. I really like this movie. Obviously it's my number 4, and I said it'll be my third most visited Alien movie, but in a strange way they really just did take all the stuff you like from the other ones and put them into this one, but in a way that worked, not in a way that felt, to me, it didn't feel forced. I know some people have complaints about that.
I think for me, it's like the last quarter of the movie. I feel like some of it is a little too like member berries for me, where I'm like, I could have had it just more xenocentric and been fine with it. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, it's good. It's just creepy and weird. And like, even some of the things that I had a little bit of like my suspenders of disbelief with, like the incubation periods of the xenomorphs and things like that, getting a little more speed rated than in previous films. I still feel as
I
like
don't believe that.
It's just, I don't know. It's just, I liked it because you're also on like a medical lab. You know what I mean?
It's got some really memorable scenes, and there's also a lot of interesting details going on in the background, like small plot things that I put together just by noticing certain things in the background. I'll be like, oh, you see that? They must live here or whatever, you know?
Nice. I love it. Yeah, great. Top 5 for all of us. So that's stuff. Cool. That's cool, man.
That's cool.
All right, here we go. Abigail.
Oh.
A little vampire ballerina. This is in Ross's top 10.
Yeah.
Brian, did you see it? You saw it, right?
I did.
I'm sure
it is on my list.
59.
I mean, there's plenty that I missed. Where does it say?
Big ones?
Yeah. Speak No Evil.
So this is,
there's a few other things on the list. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this one just, I mean, because it's the only one we haven't covered yet on my list. It's number 9.
There it is.
I just thought it was fun. It's gory. It had a good amount of comedy to it, and it was like really gross and gory, and it was just a fun ride. You know what I mean? Like this one was like,
it is a fun one.
Definitely.
Yeah, I just don't know. It was definitely that where like, if this is where Universal's going to be taking their Dark Universe series of films, like I'm cool with like aspects of this. You know what I mean? Like I think
and it's you got Melissa Barrera in it.
Yes,
from the Scream franchise also,
and she's great in this.
Radio Silence made this, who made 5 and 6, Scream 5 and 6, and Ready or Not. So it has that sort of feel to it of all their previous work.
Totally.
That sort of just fun, bloody romp.
It is a romp.
I like it.
13 for me. So it's up there, but again, it's kind of in that sea of 3 5s.
Right. 37.
Holy smokes.
Still, again, 3-star. See a 3.
Yeah. I like how eclectic our lists are.
It's all around, baby. All right. Here we go. This is the last one. Blink twice for it to be the last one.
Hey, guys.
You haven't seen
we
it.
know you haven't seen it. So where do you think it sits for Sam and I?
Recently saw it.
Is this top? I think there's probably top 10 for Sam, and then this is going to be top 15 for Brian.
Well, we both just said it's on both our lists.
Oh, okay. Well, then I just
I mean, it's 10 for me.
It's 10.
It's 10
for me as well.
Okay.
Yep.
That just edged its way in there. This was a surpriser.
Yes.
I know it sat with Sam a little bit, and he liked it upon retrospect. I enjoyed it, especially for the type of movie that it is. I don't normally enjoy those.
I do. It's a stranger danger movie.
Well, it is, but it gets very graphic in some of the aspects of it, because I'd call it more of a rape revenge movie.
Oh,
I mean, that I would say it falls into both categories.
It's sure. Yeah, it does. It's both. And again, so Stranger Danger, yeah, I can see that. So it has those vibes, but no, it is a interesting, well-made,
like a surprise,
kind of, but it's for the subject matter it deals with. It's still kind of fun.
Yes,
which is interesting
for being as heavy as it like that, dealing with such strong subjects. It doesn't. I would say probably deliberately to keep the audience engaged.
I mean, the movie comes with a trigger warning at the beginning of it.
It does. When you rent it.
Wow.
Mine
came with it.
Right, said Amazon on the bottom.
Yeah, it said, yeah.
Is
it
is it like a warning, like what was that pizza that had the no smoking one beforehand?
Oh yeah, no,
not quite. Not quite. No, it's like it's got some triggering, gaslighting, all that kind of fun, terrible stuff in it. So be warned. But again,
it's really good. All the acting was good.
It's done very well.
Zoe Kravitz writing and directing debut.
Mm-hmm.
Channing Tatum killed it. I don't know the name of the other people in the movie right now, but really, really good.
Yeah. It
Sweet.
was.
Aaliyah Shawkat, Christian Slater, Naomi Aki is our star.
Haley Joe Osment.
Yeah.
There's some surprise people popping in there. What's his name? It makes a little. Kyle MacLachlan has a couple little spots in it. So there's it's got some quote unquote star power in there, which was surprising to see for what it was. But yeah, check it out. Blink Twice. That's the end of our list here. It takes us all the way to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Okay, so just to recap, I'll go over mine. Sam, you guys can go over yours as well.
Yep.
My top 10, why not? Starting at 10, working my way down was Blink Twice, followed by Heretic, then Late Night with the Devil, then I Saw the TV Glow, followed by Strange Darling, and then top 5, Alien Romulus, Y2K, Mads, The Substance, Cuckoo for my number 1 2024 horror film.
Nice.
Sam.
All right. I'll do it the same way. At 10, we have Blink Twice. 9, Terrifier 3. 8, I Saw the TV Glow. 7, Milk and Cereal. 6, Strange Darling. 5, Y2K. 4, Alien Romulus. 3, Low Lives. 2, Mads. And number 1, The Substance. Oh, yeah.
All
right, Ross, clean us up.
Number 10, we got Milk and Cereal. Number 9, Abigail. Number 8, In a Violent Nature. Number 7, Terrifier 3. Number 6, Nosferatu. Number 5, Romulus. Number 4, Oddity. 3, VHS Beyond. Number 2, The Substance. And coming in first for me, Late Night with the Devil.
That's awesome. That's our list for us. We definitely want to hear all of yours. Where do our movies sit on your list? Where do your movies sit on our list? This is a private list I have. I'll go ahead and make it public now on Letterboxd, so you can all follow us to check out our list over there. If Ross ever gets on and makes stuff current, that'll be fun.
I'm working on it.
Gets on and remembers to log the movie after he watches it.
Yeah, that's
it's tough.
It takes a little time. It takes some time. This is my first full year where it's definitely there.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. I think this is when I put definitely the most work into it. I probably missed a couple here or there, but whatever.
Same.
So follow us all over there at Chuddle the Brian and Chuddle the Sam on the Letterboxd, at Ross Purvis on Instagram for all his beautiful artwork, to get at him about getting tattooed. If you are in the Orlando area, go do it. He's awesome.
Thanks.
At Chuddle the Pod on Instagram. Follow us. Go ahead, rate, review us. We love that kind of stuff. And thanks for hanging around for another year with us and into the new year. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up as we continue on and continue chuddling, and we're happy to have you chuddling with us. We appreciate it a lot. Got anything special to say, guys?
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yep. That means I love you.
Hey.
That's it.
Love you guys. Thanks for enduring 2024 with us.
Let's hold hands and try to get through 2025.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
It's gonna be a
gooey hand in hand.
Podcast wise.
Fun year podcast wise. We'll get you through it. And until next time, avoid the timely